All right, so here's another example of how to do switching states. I think sometimes if you're trying something a little bit too difficult from the beginning, you just get confused kind of in the details. So I would suggest kind of starting simple at first, kind of wrap your head around it, and then if you want to do something more complicated, build on that. So here's a simple example. So I have my default work unit here. The example here, I'm going to use a blend container, but this is just a different way of putting it together. There's multiple ways to do the same thing. So I'm going to call this level parent. So the end idea is this will be the object that's going to let us select our state to go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, travel around between those states. It's a blend container. Anything we put in here will start all at the same time. So for this purpose, it's okay because our states will all be running at the same time, and we're going to switch between them. That's kind of what we want for this example. So there's our level parent. Over here in game syncs, I'm going to go over to states, make a new state group called levels. And I'm using the plural because this will contain multiple levels. And then inside of this, create new state. So just for fun, we're going to do 3 levels here. And they're going to be named, you guessed it, level 1, level 2, and level 3. So before we actually made a custom transition time between the levels, I'm just going to skip that this time because we're going to use the same time. You'll set it to just 5 seconds. Default transition time. So whenever we change the state, it's going to take 5 seconds no matter where we're going. All right, so we are done with that. We're going to go back over to audio. And kind of in the guise of keeping it simple, I have these VO bits that I have, these wave files. And it's literally just me saying numbers. 1, 2, 3. So it's very common for me at the beginning as I'm assembling something, trying to get the flow of how it's going really solidified before I start putting in actual audio. I'll use these because then I know immediately. There's no like, did I hear? I think I heard. I'm not quite sure what I heard. You put these in and you know exactly what you're hearing. So I'm going to start off with these. Pull these in to our level parent. And we will import these. And because they're really placeholder, I'm not going to rename them or anything because I'm going to delete them eventually. But you'll see, we'll get through the process. Just make everything work, and then we can figure out what the real audio would look like. So to each one of these, you want to add the state group. So you want to add it to these child elements, not the level parent. So state group is levels. All right, so level 1, level 2, level 3. We have 3 of these, so it's going to be level 1, level 2, level 3. And so we're just going to be affecting the volume. So if we're in level 1, we don't want to hear level 2 and 3. So we're going to turn those down. If we're in level 2, we don't want to hear level 1 or level 3. If we're in level 3, we don't want to hear level 1 or level 2. So now if we click on the parent, since none is selected, we should hear all 3 of them play. And did I loop them? I did not. So this is the thing you want to remember also, because I've seen this as a mistake. Whatever you're putting in here, if you want to loop continuously, you need to tell it to loop. If you don't tell it to loop, it's not going to loop. They're going to play once and it's going to stop. So for this case, this is supposed to be our level background. It's supposed to be a continuous loop so we can hear it until we go change state to a new level. So for all 3 of these, I need to loop these. So since we're on none, we should hear all 3 at once, and it's going to be really loud. And I'll turn the volume down at some point.
Three.
That's awesome, isn't it? Sure is. All right. So I'm going to say level 1.
One.
So because all 3 were playing before, they started, but then it transitioned to level 1. So now we can just play and transition between the different levels, and it should work.
One. Three.
So the main takeaway here is we have the basic thing set up and it works. So now we don't want these stupid numbers in here. We want actual audio. So you could put in a single, sound effect wave file that's, a 20-second loop that just loops by itself. That could be one of the objects. You could put one of these to be, let's say, another blend container, possibly. You could put one of these to be, these can be different containers. That's kind of the point. You could have these to be different things. One could be random, as long as it's kind of as long as you can get it to be in loop mode, you can make these child things to be whatever you want. And then as long as you set the state of this, then it should work. All right. Hope that's helpful.